Okay. So So array location starts from 0. So we can take I is equals to 0, I less than to I plus plus. So array locations will increment by 1 each time. So we will take I plus plus. Similarly, J indicates column index. So J equals to 0, J less than 3, J plus plus. So what we do here is, until first row is completed, so we use backslash T. Okay, once first row is completed, when you go to the second row, we use backslash N. So I think this kind of for loop we have discussed, that is tracing part we have discussed, I think. Okay, so print of percent d backslash t a of I j. I indicates row index, j indicates column index. First time it will substitute 0 0, next 0 1 0 2. So it will print 11 12 13 in the first row, 14 15 16 in the second row. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, fine. Okay, now you can take the screenshot of this. See, for this particular code, if you want tracing, you can look at the nested for loop tracing with 5 examples we have. It's very much similar. Only thing is here values are different, but printf statements format is same. First for loop opening brace, second for loop printf, and printf backslash and closing brace. Okay. Okay. So here, so I have indicated the numbers in circles so that from where to where we have to consider in sequence. So one, two, three, and fourth point I didn't explain. So the thing is, instead of writing 5 printf statements in case of backslash and backslash t, by using 2 for loops, we can write it. Okay, for I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, j equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus, printf percent d backslash and a of ij. So it will print 5 values vertically because backslash n is there. In the next code, backslash t is there, it prints horizontally. By using for loop only we can write. But if I want to print in row and column format, one more printf statement is required, that is backslash n. So once first row is completed, it has to go to the next line. So once second row is completed, it has to go to the next line if the third row is present. Okay. Okay. So now we will move further. Okay. So program to display elements of two-dimensional array in matrix form. So here just I have taken the example with the memory representation and tracing. So here I have taken the program itself. Okay. So first I will try to explain program here. Then we will go for editor screen. Okay. Okay. So the same example have made it as a program. That's all by adding main function. So int I declaration is there for I and j and for a. So here I have taken 2 3 instead of 2 3 you can take some 10 and 2. That means maximum 10 rows 10 columns we can store. Sorry, here we cannot take because I didn't use. I have not given option for the user to enter. In the next example, it is there. So here I will take a of 2 3 so that two rows 3 columns elements you can enter. You just observe this initialization. So in the example, in the previous example, we have done it. A of 0 0 0 1 0 2 1 0 1 1 1 2. So elements have stored 2D array in matrix form. In the output, so in the memory representation, it will store as it is. Okay, like if you observe this memory representation. So in vertically only it will store in vertically or horizontally. In some way it will store, but not in matrix form. In memory representation, So actually we don't know exactly how it stores in memory because we cannot see the memory, right? Just these are the things how we can assume it. Okay, when we display on the user, then we need to display matrix from, that is the application. Okay, so you look at this code 000102 101112 11 to 16 have written the values. But when we display on the console, so we need to display matrix form. You look at the output. So 11, 12, 13 have displayed in row, first row, 14, 15, 16 in second row. So this is the code what I have used. Same code in the example what I have taken. So this is the program. So now let us execute this program. So we'll come to know how it is. So minute. Okay. Okay, so this is the program to display the elements of two-dimensional array in matrix form. Here I didn't use any scanf statement. We are not giving any row size and column size or not inputting any values, but directly we are writing in a program the values and trying to display it. Okay, so you see 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 are stored in memory. So when we display on the console, it will display in row and column format. So 11, 12, 13 in first row, 14, 15, 16 in second row. So this is the code what we write for displaying elements in matrix form. That is with the help of nested for loop inside for loop. So if we sorry, so if we trace the program, so let us do it. So first value is assigned, second value is assigned, third value, fourth value, fifth value, sixth value. Okay. Now it will say 2D array in matrix form. So now let us just try whether values are stored or not. Just any random value. A of 0, 2. Yes. So A of 0, 2 is 13. Just I have checked one value. Okay. So next. So I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. So we'll go to the J loop. So now J loop will execute 3 times. Initial value is 0, final value is 0, 3. 0 less than 3, one time. 1 less than 3, second time. 2 less than 3, third time. So printf is executed one time. So second time, third time. So it will go to the backslash and that is it will go to the next row in the console. So immediately after this, it will move to the J loop. See, I loop is executed. In the backend, it is executed. Then it comes to the J loop. So again, one more time, J loop is executed 3 times because 3 elements are there in the second row. Yes, it will come out of the loop because 2 rows are ended. So this is the output. Okay. So now you can take this screenshot. 1 minute. Okay. Hmm. So once you take screenshot, you can look into the code for 1 or 2 minutes, so that if you come across any doubts, you can ask. Okay. So we'll go to the next topic. Okay. So this example indicates how to input the values for two-dimensional array. Okay. If at all, if your people getting confused with the topics, so let us categorize it so that we will come to know. So first thing is array definition. Then so types of arrays. Okay. So one dimensional array. See, one dimensional array, what we will consider first is like initialization, that is giving initial values. Okay. So initial values for one dimensional array. See, after giving initial values, let us try to print the values. Okay. So step by step we are going. So print the values for 1D array. Okay. Okay. So after printing, see, we have given value when we are telling that we are giving initial values, that is in the program itself, not using scanf. Okay. So we can consider we are giving the values in the program itself. Okay. So that only we are displaying. So next step, what we can do is like input the values of for 1D array. Okay. So next, so after giving input, what we can consider it is like total on program. Okay. So program to read. So read is nothing but input and print the values of 1D array. I hope people are getting. So 1D array definition, syntax, one example that is giving initial values in the program itself and trying to print those values. And next thing is giving input values, that is by using scanf statement, not giving values in the program itself, but by using scanf, we are allowing user to enter the values. Next, one complete program to read and print the values for one dimensional array. So this is the completion of one dimensional array. So when we go for
can I ask a question here? You said initial values for one dimensional array is giving the values initially itself, right?
yes.
And the third one, what you have given is like we just give the index value where we'll manually enter the value, during the printing. I mean, and say running the program.
Yes, on the console screen.
And, oh, okay, got it.
So next, coming to the 2D array. Okay. So in the 2D array also same thing, same steps we can consider. That is, so giving initial values for 2D array. Okay. Then printing whatever the values we have given. Okay. Then we can consider the 2D array with scanf statement. So that's what we are in the current topic now. Okay. After giving initial values, after displaying the values of 2D array in the matrix form. So now we are in the topic that is giving input values for two-dimensional array by using scanf. That means we are allowing user to enter the values. So that example we will see here. So when we enter the user, when we enter for the user to enter the values. So in that case, you need not write values here. So just we have written in this example. So a of 0, 0 equal to 11, a of 0, 1 equals to 12. We need not write here. Just declare the array and leave it. Okay. So in that case, we can consider that in memory location, no values are present. Okay. So if we consider in that way, what we have to do is we have to write the scanf statement compulsory, because user has to enter the values. In the program we are not writing, user has to enter the values. So in that case, you write the scanf statement depending on the number of rows and columns. Okay. How many rows are there? 2 rows. How many columns are there? 3 columns. So totally 6 elements we have to enter. 2 into 3, 6 elements. So now you write 6 scanf statements. See, step by step we will go. We can write by using for loop. So in the next step we will see. Let us understand step by step. So write 6 scanf statements. In the first scanf statement, we are entering first row, first element. Second scanf statement will take the first row, second element. Third scanf statement, first row, third element. So that is the end of the first row. When you go to the second row, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. So fourth scanf statement will take the value for second row, first column. Fifth scanf statement will take the value for second row, second column. Last scanf statement will take the column value for second row, third column. Okay. So I hope you people are getting here. Scanf %d ampersand a of 0 0. Similarly, a of 0 1, a of 0 2, a of 1 0, a of 1 1, a of 1 2. You just look at this arrow mark. A of 0 0 means it will store in first location indicated by 0 0. A of 0 1 means it will store in second location indicated by 0 1. Similarly, a of 0 2 means it is stored in third location, it is indicated by 0 2. Next, 1 0 means it will store in fourth location indicated by 1 0. Similarly, 1 1 indicates fifth location, 1 2 indicates sixth location. Totally 6 locations, because 2 rows 3 columns, 2 into 3, 6 elements we have to store. Okay. So if you want to represent in matrix form, okay, you just look at this matrix form. First three elements will be stored. We can consider in first row. Next three elements in the next row, that is second row. Okay. So in the first row we have 11, 12, 13. In the second row we have 14, 15, 16. So I have indicated here first column, second column, third column, first row, second row. So one more thing I will be often telling: don't get confused with the real world row numbers and array row numbers. So in case of one dimensional and two dimensional. So if you are telling first in real world, how to consider 0. If you are telling second in real world, you have to consider 1. Similarly for columns also. Okay. Because so only here it is 0 0 0 1 0 2 1 0 1 1 1 2. Okay. So here you see a console screen. So as I said, in the console screen, user enters the values for two-dimensional array through keyboard on console. So when we go to the console, user need not enter in matrix form. Like he will be not knowing. Just we tell that enter 6 elements. So how he will come to know whether I have to enter first three elements in first row, next three elements in next row? He or she will not come to know. But you can enter in any way, like just enter all the 6 values in horizontal format or all the 6 values in vertical format. When it stores in computer memory, computer will come to know how to store, because in that way we have written the scanf statements. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, if you enter in horizontal way or in vertical way, like type 11 press enter key, type 12 press enter key, in that way also you can enter. So when it tries to store in computer memory, 100% you will take 11, 12, 13 in first row, 14, 15, 16 in second row. That means in memory also it will take like 0 0 0 1 0 2 1 0 1 1 1 2, but it will keep track. When it stores in memory, it will keep track. First three elements should belongs to first row, next three elements should belongs to next row. When we try to display on the user, there we should be careful in writing the code. So we should not display everything in horizontal or everything in vertical. You have to display in matrix form so that user can understand. Okay. So now you can take this screenshot. Next we have the for loop coding that I will explain how it is. Okay, so we shall move further. Okay, see the above code to input the values for, sorry, it is a two-dimensional array. Okay. See, some more things I wanted to add in Notepad file so that you can understand. See here, in initial values for one dimensional array, right? Print the values for 1D array. What we can consider is without using for loop. Okay, that means writing many printf statements, or within one printf statement, like writing many percent %d uh, and array name and all. Okay. Next, what we can consider it is, if I want to reduce the code, if I want to print like some 100 elements, then we cannot use like many printfs, or within one printf writing many percent %d format specifiers and all. Okay. So next thing, that is with by using for loop. Okay, so that we can reduce the code. We can take the application of for loop, advantage of for loop. Okay. Similarly, input the values for one dimensional array, scanf only. Again, we can consider without using for loop. Okay, that means we're writing many what we can say, like many scanf statements. Again, we can do the same thing by using with for loop. Okay, see, by using for loop. Okay, so next, when you consider the program, so when you go to the program, what we can do is, without using for loop, that we should not consider at all, because we are writing a program to read and print the values of one dimensional array. That means we can enter even some 10 elements, 50 elements, 100 elements in that way. That means 100% we will use the for loop here. That makes sense in program. Okay, so print the values, read and print the values by using for loop. Okay, similarly for two-dimensional array also we can consider the same thing. When you print the values for two-dimensional array, that is without using for loop, you can print it. Okay, and next, same thing, so print the values by using for loop. So when we use the for loop, what happens, to print in matrix form, it will become very easy. So in this case, we use nested for. I hope you people are getting what is nested for. Nested for means for loop within for loop. So two for loop we will use. Similarly, when you input the values for two-dimensional array, so you can write the code without using for loop also here, by using scanf, by without using for loop. Okay, so similarly, when you use the same concept, that is to input the values for two-dimensional array, by using for loop. Okay, so in this case, again, nested for only for two-dimensional array, so we need two for loops. Okay, okay, so by using, without using for loop. Okay, so this is how we have come across till now in arrays. Okay, so array definition, types of arrays, 1D array, input initial values for one dimensional array in the program itself, print the values without using for loop, print the values with using for loop, input the values, that is by using scanf statement, without using for loop, with using for loop. Same thing we can apply for two dimensional array. So now we are in this step, that is print the values, input the values for two-dimensional array by using for loop. That is in the last step we have. We will see how it is. So you can look at this code. It is very much similar to the one-dimensional array input values by using for loop. Sorry, in case of one-dimensional array, we are using one for loop. In case of two-dimensional array, we are using two for loops. So first for loop indicates the row index, second for loop indicates the column index, then scanf statement. So from this scanf statements only, we came to know we have to write two subscript values, first one to indicate row, second one to indicate column. So 0 0 0 1 0 2 in that way. So instead of writing of 0 0 0 1 0 2, we are writing a of ij. So I will be replaced by value 0, j will be replaced by value 0. Next time I value will be same 0, j value will be replaced by 1. So in that way it goes 0 0 0 1 0 2 in that way. Okay, so next, so this is the complete program. Okay, so as I said here, we will compulsory use the for loop. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. So program to read and print the values of two-dimensional array. Okay. So as in the case of one-dimensional array, here also we can take one complete program where we can read and print the values for two-dimensional array. So here, just I will separate it in the sense. See, look here. I just have given some space indicating. So this code indicates like input process, and the next code indicates like output process. Okay. So in the input process, we take two for loops, scanf statement. In the output process, we take two for loops, two printf statements. That is, after completion of first row, we have to write backslash n, which indicates that program control should go to the next line in the console. Okay. So now let us execute this program in the editor so that we can understand. To the array. Okay. So here is program to read and print the values for two-dimensional array. Okay. So here somebody is waiting in the lobby. See, what I'm doing here is like considering 10 rows, 10 columns, that is maximum. So user can enter up to 10 rows and 10 columns elements, that is 10 into 10, 100 elements. Out of 10 rows and 10 columns, let user choose his number of rows and number of columns. So here only if I give like 2 and 3, then we can consider 2 rows, 3 columns elements we are entering. But I'm not doing that one. So I'm telling user to enter his own row number and column number. Okay. So we have the message here, enter the order of matrix. So matrix means rows, and we are representing the elements in rows and columns format. So order of the matrix means how many rows we are entering and how many columns we are entering, that tells the order. Okay. So here R is, so we have taken the variables. So let me write in a comment way. So R indicates row, that is number of rows. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Next, similarly, C indicates so number of columns. Okay, next, so we have some more variables. I indicates row index, not number of rows. Don't get confused here. It is row index. Okay, then J indicates column index. Okay, A indicates array, two-dimensional array, and 10 and 10 indicates 10 rows, 10 columns, maximum 10 rows, maximum 10 columns. Okay. Next, enter the order of matrix means how many rows we can enter and how many columns we can enter out of 10 and 10. So that is indicated by R and C. Okay. Next, enter percent D matrix elements. So if I enter 2 rows, 3 columns, 2 into 3, 6 elements we have to enter. If I say 5 rows, 3 columns, 5 into 3, 15 elements we have to enter. And this two for loops with scanf indicates to input the values, and next again two for loops with the two printf indicates to output the values. Now let us execute this program. Okay. So enter the order of matrix means we have to enter number of rows and number of columns. How many columns, how many rows and how many columns we have interested to enter. Okay. If I say 3 rows and 4 columns, so how many elements we have to enter? 3 into 4, 12 elements. So it says enter 12 matrix elements. So here you can enter either in horizontal way or vertical way. While it displays, it will display in rows and columns format. Okay. So let us take the values here. So let us take in sequence. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 12 elements we can take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you observe here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are displayed in first row, 5, 6, 7, 8 are displayed in second row, 9, 10, 11, 12 are displayed in third row, because 3 rows, 4 columns. So 4 columns it has to print. Okay, 4 columns means 4 columns it has to print while printing. So 3 rows it has to print. So here 3 rows are there, 4 columns are there. So first 4 elements in first row, next 4 elements in next row, last 4 elements in the third row. Okay, I hope you people have understood. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. So in the Word document, I've taken 2 and 3. Anyways, so whatever values you want, you can take 2 rows and 3 columns. So 2 into 3, 6 elements. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 11, 12, 13 are printed in first row. 14, 15, 16 are printed in next row. Okay. Okay, you can look at this screen for 2-3 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can ask. And meanwhile, you can take the screenshot. See, after this program, we have tracing part of this complete program so that we can look into the topic tomorrow. Okay, because it takes some 10-15 minutes to understand. Okay, so for today, we shall end the class and I will wait for 2-3 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Meanwhile, you can take this screenshot. Okay.